The world political situation is getting more and more tense, and countries with dictatorial regimes think they can do everything they can to understand. Unfortunately, we can be close to a nuclear war because countries like Iran, North Korea, and Russia have several lethal weapons in their hands. Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Sorry to spoil the surprise right away, but you don't have to worry. So relax and let's just imagine what would happen if North Korea decided to use the atomic bomb. Let's go! The atomic bomb and the way of transport. Since 2005, North Korea has announced publicly that it has been developing an atomic bomb, and in 2017 it carried out an underground test of a hydrogen bomb. What would happen if Kim Jong-un decided to use this bomb? Of course, we can imagine several scenarios according to where and how many missiles they will launch. In addition to the United States, several enemy countries in North Korea are in the area considered dangerous. Let's imagine that the target of the attack will be the American continent. North Korea has 3 ways of transporting nuclear fuel beyond the seas. Among them, the Hwa-18 missile was announced in February 2023 and was tested in April and July. It is the most modern weaponry in North Korea and their first solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. It is presumed that it was developed together with Russia. This missile can transport more than 1.5 tons of fuel up to a distance of 15,000 kilometers. In other words, with it, Kim Jong-un can attack any target located on the American continent. The effect. If the attack really happens, the United States would have 30 minutes or less to prepare. And this attack would have a devastating consequence. Dr. Alex Wellistern from the Stevens Institute of Technology created a website so that anyone could choose a location where the bomb would be launched to analyze the effects caused by the explosion. Let's assume that a 250 kiloton bomb was launched in the center of Los Angeles. Most of the buildings located at a radius of 2.8 kilometers in the impact site would be destroyed. People close to the site would suffer from radiation, shock waves, and even a fire. After an explosion like this, the center of Los Angeles would become a mountain of debris contaminated by radioactive pollution and would never be the same. Let's see what happens at a distance of 5.8 kilometers. People located in this region would suffer a 3-degree burn but would not die. At a distance of 7.4 kilometers, the buildings would be standing, but there is the possibility of the glass breaking and causing serious damage. This is due to the speed of light, which is faster than any other object. If people see the flash of light, they will approach the windows to be able to see or film what is happening. And at that exact moment, the glass will break due to the shock wave, and the pieces of glass would be extremely dangerous. If the atomic bomb is launched in the center of Los Angeles, it is estimated that 3,780,000 people would die and 8,601,000 people would be injured. The United States should be prepared to prevent such a disastrous situation. What do you think? The beginning. We are in the early morning. In some underground silos in North Korea, the launch of the Hwang-18 solid-fuel missile is being prepared. The preparation of this missile is much more discreet than the Hwang-15 or Hwang-17 of liquid fuel. The Kim Jong-un should also be around, as he loves to take pictures with his weapons. Then he orders the launch of this intercontinental missile and it is launched from the silos. At a height of 15 meters from the ground, the first engine is activated and the missile, with the nuclear, it is located in the geostationary orbit and in the high elliptical orbit and can instantly capture the heat of the missile and send this information to Earth. The missile's attack signal will be received by the 2nd Space Observation Unit at the base of the Buckley Space Force of the state of Colorado. From that moment on, the satellite will continue to track the heat of the missile's course without stopping. In the library of this tracking system, all the characteristics of the missiles already observed by him, including the 2 launches of Hwang-18 in 2023, are archived. The automated system soon finds the data that corresponds. Thus, it was able to discover the launch site of the missile with possibly an ogive and its type. Let's assume that this ogive was not the type that separates itself. Impulse phase. The intercontinental missile, while it is rising, is an easy target due to its size and the speed that is still low. However, it is not possible to order the interception yet because it may be just another of the military tests and not the beginning of a nuclear war. Then the missile continues to fly without problems, and after a minute the first engine is released. After another minute, the second engine is released, and after 3 minutes the third engine is released. At this point, the President of the United States and the Central Command of the American Army is already with information about the possible attack. However, it is still not possible to confirm that it really is an attack. Therefore, the American Army and allies can only analyze the situation of the missile flight and collect data about it. It is necessary to verify the truth behind the threat and discover the target of the attack. In the American Navy's warship, the multifunctional radar of Aegis and Spy-1 systems is watching the sky. In South Korea and Japan, the THAAD anti-ballistic missile system, a high-altitude area defense terminal, Me-104 Patriot, is ready for combat. In Guam and Hawaii, they also have similar systems. These missile systems can shoot down a missile that is entering the atmosphere, but they can't shoot down a missile that is flying through space. Mid-course phase. After releasing the 3 engines, the Jiva will fly over space for about 30 minutes towards the American continent. Meanwhile, in Alaska, Massachusetts, and California, the PAVE-PAWS radar, capable of detecting targets at a radius of 2,000 kilometers, is in operation. SBX-1, the X-band radar based on the sea, is also watching the sky. Although this radar belongs to the Dak Island of Alaska, it is located somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. In addition to them, the GBI anti-ballistic missile of 3 solid-fuel engines is also waiting. This missile is capable of launching an exospheric kinetic energy interceptor, EQV, at a height of 2,000 kilometers. This interceptor will be responsible for hitting North Korean Jiva. Another 44 interceptors, similar to the ones described so far, are positioned in the silos of Alaska and California, covering practically the entire American continent. The probability of successfully intercepting the EQV in space is 55%, so the EGES, THAAD, and MIM-104 Patriot systems are responsible for defending the West Coast. Terminal phase. The missile's flight time will depend on its target. The estimated time for the missile to hit the anchorage is 29 minutes. New York is 40 minutes and 30 seconds. Washington is 41 minutes. But since this missile is flying towards Los Angeles, the estimated time is 38 minutes. The missile uses several countermeasures, avoiding its crash. It's been 30 minutes since the missile was launched. The EQV goes towards the missile and ends up deviating from the target. The second attempt also fails. And finally, in the third attempt, the missile is hit and destroyed in pieces. Thank God, an atomic explosion was successfully avoided. However, all this is just the beginning. Kim Jong-un will have to deal with the responsibilities of the decision itself. Normally, to declare war, it is necessary the approval of the parliament, but a nuclear attack is an exception. For this reason, the President of the United States can order the use of nuclear weapons without having to consult anyone about his decision. However, most of the time, the President always consults the Defense Minister, the Army Command, or some specialist. If the President is in the White House, these situations are discussed at the Operations Center. Otherwise, they are discussed via some safe line. As there is not much time, a decision is made in just 30 seconds. The President decided not to revoke a nuclear attack in order to avoid a large-scale war. However, military operations are inevitable. Soon, the North Korean military base will end up in ruins, and it is very likely that North Korea itself will end up collapsing at once. Phew, thank goodness we won this one. As you know, this is just a simulation. For now, no one has launched any atomic bomb, and the probability of something like this happening is lower than many other disasters. Today's video ends here. Thank you all for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed our content. If you liked this video, we would be happy if you could like it and share the video on your social networks and subscribe to the channel. We have always appreciated your support. Now let's get ready for the next video here on our Wikivedia Plus channel. We'll be back soon. A big hug, and until then, bye!